In this video, I want to share with you guys my most recent LSD trip and some form of, I wouldn't call it a life-changing epiphany. I mean, it really is when it first hit me the first time, but it hit me again, let's say. So it is a life-changing epiphany and a realization. But the difference is it wasn't the first time I've had it, but it was one of those realizations that hits you and then you're mind blown and you kind of forget about it and then it hits you again. And when it hits you again, you realize it's just like as profound as the first time. So, the background real quick, I was in a fasted state and I did my morning routine, took a cold shower, did my meditation, everything else. Or sorry, didn't do the meditation, did the cold shower. Took half a tab of LSD, so 5 micrograms. Not a big dose. This is moderate and probably on the lower end. But let me say this, there's a big but. If you fast, if you're in a fasted state, now I think I was down into 20-hour fasted state. If you're in a fasted state, and if you take a cold shower and you clear up your head and you really do the Wim Hof breathing and stuff, you will feel that 50 micrograms, that half a tab, a lot more quickly, a lot more profound, and a lot more intensely and potently. It's going to be much more potent. So that's why doses actually really depend on your mental state and your physiological state as well. So I took half a tab in a fasted state after a cold shower, and I sat down and I started to do Wim Hof breathing. I had my blindfold meditation, mindfold, total darkness, and for 20 minutes, this is after the cold shower, after I've already done some of the breathing in the cold shower, started doing the Wim Hof breathing, round after round after round after round, and the LSD began to quickly take effect, and I started to see lights and some geometric shapes, and right there and then I knew that it's taking over. So I felt very blessed, and I put on some Sufi music. As you know, it's becoming more and more of a tradition for me, a habit for me. And that got me to cry and feel blessed, just total blessed for even being able to do all of this, for even having the time to set aside the time to do all of this. And then, this is the realization. This is that something that blew my mind completely, for not the first time at all. But I really felt it, like it really hit me. And so I have to tell you the story to understand the realization here. I might have told the story before, but hear it out because it is worthwhile. So there is a teacher, a popular teacher. His name is Ram Dass. He is an absolutely brilliant teacher and speaker of consciousness. He was a Harvard professor, and he basically did a shit ton of psychedelics with Timothy Leary. And they, after doing a lot of psychedelics, and he realized that there's something to it, he decided to go to India to find out more about these states of consciousness. And he met a guru, and his name is Neem Karoli Baba. And his guru was basically what you would call a self-realized being. He was already operating at Christ consciousness, at Buddha consciousness, Krishna consciousness. And there are stories of miracles, mind-blowing miracles. And these stories are not just coming from Ram Dass, who was, again, a Harvard professor. This is a Harvard professor we're talking about here. I mean, he got kicked out because of the psychedelic experimentation. But we're talking about a Harvard professor, a scientific Western man here, not just some asshole like me who just talks about this stuff. This is from the perspective, again, of someone who's into the rational scientific model, that this is someone who's made it in that world. But he eventually decided to go to India, and he met his guru, and upon meeting his guru, his sole purpose, or the main purpose of his visit to the East, was he took a bunch of LSD with him. He wanted to find out what this does, what exactly. So he goes to Buddhist monks, to Hindu monks, etc. Goes around, gives them LSD, and tries to figure out like, what is this? Because he understands there's a link in between this and meditative states. And then he meets his guru, and long story short, he gives him an equivalence of 900 micrograms of LSD. 900 micrograms equivalent, okay? That's 9 tabs, modern tabs. Let's say you're getting your tabs for 100. Typical tab is 100 micrograms. That's 9 tabs. 9 tabs. You try and take 2 tabs and tell me how that goes. Now, mind you, 9 tabs. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Okay? And guess what? Nothing happens to his guru. Nothing. Not a single thing. So anyway, Ram Dass goes back to the United States, tells the story to some of his colleagues, and his colleagues, of course, tell him, come on, like, your guru fooled you. He threw it away. He took the tabs and he just threw it away, like, come on, you can't take 9 tabs and not be affected by it. Goes back to India the second time to meet his guru, and of course, not just solely for the purpose of giving him LSD, but because he wants to learn from him. So anyway, this time around, he's like, I'm gonna make sure I give him LSD and I watch him. Like, I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna make sure he consumes it. And he gives him, I think, more even, like 100 micrograms worth. So like, we're talking 10 tabs now. 10 tabs, okay? It's ridiculous. Now, his guru can read minds, right? His guru can do miracles. So, of course, he already knew, like, he already read his mind. He already saw the whole thing. He knows that he suspected that he didn't take it the first time. So, as he takes the tabs from him, he looks at Ram Dass, and then he looks at him and he, like, shows him. He's like, see? Huh? See? And he takes it and he eats it. And then half an hour later, he basically pretends like he's going psycho because he's just basically mocking Ram Dass. And then nothing happened. Nothing happened. And this time Ram Dass was 100% positive that this guy has just ingested 10 tabs worth of LSD, 100 micrograms, 1,000 micrograms. And nothing happened. Now, what does that mean? Nothing happened. What does that? It means that this self-realized being, Neem Kurli Baba, who they also call Maharaji, that means that this being is operating at a state of consciousness, a level in consciousness where he is already high as a motherfucking kite. All the time. Permanent union with the divine. And so you give him 10 tabs, you give him 20 tabs, 30 tabs, 40 tabs, not gonna do anything. The guy is already maxed out. He's already operating at the highest possible level. And the epiphany, or the realization that hit me in this most recent trip, is that we are all destined to become that guru, to become self-realized, to become the Buddha, to become the Christ, to become love, unconditional love, to become the divine, the universe, all of it. That we're actually all destined, we're all working our way towards that state of consciousness. And that a being such as Neem Kurli Baba, he's just ahead in the game. Maybe he's had way more incarnations than, say, me, who I am like not even close to that level. Like, not even a fucking tiny bit close to that level of consciousness. And maybe the difference, say, between me and Neem Kurli Baba is he maybe just had a lot of incarnations, a lot more than I have, and he's just made his way through the game, and now he's operating at top level. And what I realized in this most recent trip is that I, you, every single person that I meet in the street, from the absolute most ridiculous, bitchiest assholes to the most loving, caring individuals that you meet, all of us are on the path. All of us are becoming the guru. All of us are becoming, just here to, for convenience of the story that I just said, we're all becoming Maharaji. We're all becoming Neem Karoli Baba. And that's our final destination. And it was such a beautiful moment of realization and peace and awe and wonder, knowing that that's where I'm heading, that that's where everybody's heading. And it was so refreshing. It was so refreshing to know that this is the potential. This is the final level of the game. And it's such a beautiful place because, you know, the level we're talking about here is, again, if you're taking 1,000 micrograms of LSD and nothing's happening to you, that means you're it, man. Like, you're it. You're operating at maximum love, maximum unconditional love, maximum joy, maximum beauty, maximum light, maximum love, maximum pleasure and orgasm and just like, you know, you're it. You're the divine bliss. You are it. And just in that moment when I was already feeling blessed out, I think momentarily tapped into that infinite divine bliss. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought that this is, you know, this is how it is and that's my final destination. And momentarily I lost track of time and space and I became that bliss and I started crying. And then, of course, I started coming down from that place, and with awe, with reverence, with a looking forward to, I realized that that is where I'm heading, and that is where every single being around me is heading. And that's just refreshing, and that's nice to know. And it's good because now I know that, I mean, that's the purpose of my incarnation. That's the purpose of every incarnation. But most people don't know that that's the purpose of their incarnation. And it's when you know that that's the purpose of your incarnation, you're well on your way to that place. I don't know how long it will take. Maybe it'll take another 1,000 lifetimes to get to that level of Neem Karoli Baba, where you're just like completely blissed out. It might take 2, 3. I don't know. I'm not in the cosmic council of this system. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know how long it takes. It takes different for every single unique soul before it finds its way back into its Godhead, into its oneness, into its source. And it's different for every single person watching this. It's different for me. It's different. But ultimately, we all get there. That's beautiful. That is a beautiful realization. And that's it. I just wanted to share this with you guys. Okay? That's it. God bless you all. Make sure to subscribe if you want to hear more of my trip reports and just more things on consciousness, spirituality, philosophy, religion, etc., etc., etc. All that fun stuff. And please hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload something. Thank you. I appreciate you hitting that notification bell, which I'm sure by now you've hit that notification bell along with the subscribe button. If you have not done so, I'm pretty sure you've already hit them. Also, check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate Life in All Areas. It's like 19 pages, man. You can finish it in one sitting. Now look, these 19 pages are not going to make you operate at that level. You're still going to take 50 micrograms, 30 micrograms, and you're going to feel it. Because you ain't yet going to operate at that highest level if you read my 19 pages book, okay? But it will help you in a small increment get closer to that place, okay? And that's what I'm trying to help myself with and help you through these videos. We're all playing this game of consciousness, this game of enlightenment, this game of self-realization, self-actualization, and it's fun because we get to help each other realize that we're just one and the same and that all of us are just this shared awareness. That's it. God bless you. I love every single one of you guys, but don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.